We're going to go over step by step how you can get started in real estate investing with no money. And I don't care if you want to flip a house, do a wholesale, buy a rental property, Airbnb, everything we talk about today will help you get that first deal this year. And today, I'm discussing this with Brian Davila. Between the two of us, we've done over 1,000 deals of all different types, and we're going to jump into how to win in today's market. Now, today, we've got higher interest rates, high prices, and everything else. So if somebody doesn't have much money right now, what's the first step?
If someone doesn't have money, first, they need to believe that it's actually possible, because there's a lot of people that think it's like a scam and we're just trying to sell a course or whatever. So that's like very, very, very first is believe that it's possible first.
Yeah.
After that, then you need to learn you need money. It just doesn't have to be your money.
Yeah.
So my first real estate deal, if we want to get right into it, I bought a house and was put on title without spending $1. How did I do that? I found an experienced real estate investor that already was flipping houses and was willing to put up 100% of the capital. And then we split the profits 50-50. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
But you did something different.
Yeah. For me, I got my first real estate deal by maxing out my credit cards. I didn't know anybody who had really done real estate deals. I didn't know really any other flippers, and I didn't know anyone with money. My parents had gone through foreclosure. They didn't have money. And so I was like, well, the only way I know how to get money is to get credit cards. And so I I applied for more credit cards, maxed them out, and used about $50,000 between my wife's credit cards, my credit cards to buy the very first deal. And we'll talk about, structuring debt and all these things. But I think the point that everyone needs to know, if they're going to buy a real estate deal with no money, is that it's not that no money is required. Clearly, you don't just buy real estate for nothing.
Yeah.
It has a value. You just got to go get the money from somewhere. And so I do like your point as well, too, even before thinking about the money of mindset. Because to me, I'm just like, well, duh, you can do this. But I do remember when I was just getting started, I would hear about things like wholesaling or, people buying houses with no money. I would see the headlines. I'd be like, it's a scam.
Yeah.
It's fake. That can't happen.
Yeah.
But to your point, you got to actually believe it's possible, or you just won't even pursue it any further. There'll be people who click out of this video right now after a minute.
Yeah.
We're like, this is a scam.
Yeah. And you could actually make money buying a house. We'll talk about it later, but I just bought a condo. The down payment was like $30-some thousand and change. And I got $80,000 when I bought it. So
how did you get $80,000 for a condo that was 30?
The down payment was $30,000.
Oh, yeah.
I received a wire for $80,000 when I bought that condo.
Yeah, because you got a private investor to give you $80,000.
So I got a private money investor that funded the down payment and rehab up front.
Yep.
So I got more than what my down payment even was.
Yep. And that's how I've structured all my deals. So let's talk about this, right? If you don't have much money, okay, solution number one, right? Well, solution number one is you do have money.
Yeah.
And so you can just start using your money. And there's a lot of people watching this who do have money who've just never done a deal.
Yeah.
So,
but they should still not use their money, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah, they should still look for other sources of money.
Yes.
Like people always ask me that. They're like, why don't you use all your money yet? I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I've raised so much money that why would I use my own at this point? Why put myself in weird positions and have low capital, low cash when I can go use other people's?
And stress, and you don't think straight, and it's hard to bookkeep when you're just commingling your investments with your personal savings.
Yeah.
So first of all, everyone should always raise money, no matter how much money you have.
Correct. So get in the mindset that everyone who has money is a potential lender for you, right? So number one, you're going to start raising money. Number two, how do I do that? Well, for me anyways, I do think step one, before you even reach out to anyone else, is look at your own sources of credit, right? Like if you have credit cards available to you, if you have good credit, if you've never applied for new credit cards, if you've never applied to increase your lines of credit, you should absolutely be doing that first and foremost, because you're going to need it at some point.
Yeah.
Like you may not need it today. You may have all this money to the, point of, all these other people who want to give you money. But to your point, we always want to raise. I want to keep increasing my credit lines. I want to keep raising more money. So I think you got to just first start with your own stuff. Raise your credit. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. That sounds very risky. And most people can't get credit cards to give them tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Either way, right? That's just step one.
Okay.
Okay. Because some people have great credit and they can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Step two is, okay, now let me go and look for private money lenders. So what kind of, where do you find private money lenders?
Yeah. Well, I would say there's three types of private money lenders. So first, you have your friends and family, right? That's people who have no idea about real estate investing, but they have capital. So that's when you go to your grandma, your mom, your uncle, your neighbor, someone that you know that has more than $20,000 to invest. You approach them and say, hey, I am a brand new real estate investor. I want to start making money. Do you have money? Yes. Okay. Let's work together and you could fund my first deal.
Right.
So that's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is what I like to do. And that's where you go out and you find experienced real estate investors already, or I should say experienced lenders, people that already do private money lending, and approach them, see if they are willing to lend you money and what kind of terms they're looking for. So typical terms right now are anywhere between 15 to 20% annually.
Yeah.
So that means you take $100,000 times 15%, that's $15,000 annually. You divide that by 12. That's how much your monthly interest rates would be.
Yeah. An easy way to think about it too is like, and Brian's saying 15 to 20%. I mean, look, I know guys who have lenders who lend to them for literally 6 or 7 or 8%.
You could get that. Yeah.
So you don't need to be like offering people 15 to 20% right off the rip. When I first started, I was always at 12%. That was just like very easy. And the math of 12%, so everyone listening, is just 1% per month. I mean, you just divide it by 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody lends me $100,000, I pay out 1% per month, which would be $1,000. So very simple math. Either way, what we like to do, and this is what we've taught students for many years at Wealthy Investor, is called gap funding, right? So, you know, it's harder to find somebody who's got $500,000. I mean, that's the average price of a home right now is $500,000. And so if you were to go ask people, hey, you got $500,000, you know, you want to make 12%, 15%, is really hard. But if you go to certain people, there's a lot of people with $50,000, $100,000. And I know it might sound like a lot to somebody who doesn't have money. Yeah. But it's not. There's just tons of people out there who have $50,000 to $100,000. And so you go to those people and you say, look, you know, I'll pay you, like Brian said, 12, 15, even 20%, or you do a profit split with them. You say, hey, I'm not going to pay you interest, but let's go split the profit on this deal we're going to do. It could be 50-50 profit split. It could be 60-40, whatever, right? And you go to them, you say, look, I only need your $50,000. I only need your $100,000. I'm going to get a hard money loan, like Brian said, with somebody else. Most hard money lenders are willing to do, you know, 80 to 90% of the deal. So if a house is $500K, 80 to 90% of that is $400,000 to $450,000. So you'll only need $50,000 to $100,000 for the down payment. Now you always want to get more than that because you want to be able to cover your mortgage payments and everything else too. But same kind of deal. You know, you can get into a $500,000 house with just one lender who's got $100,000. Yeah. So that's a little background on gap funding. Private money is going to be friends and family. Institutional hard money lenders, you could just literally Google hard money lender Las Vegas, hard money lender, whatever. There's a million of them. Yeah. And they're all going to charge you, you know, 12%, probably because you're new. They'll charge you 2 points, 3 points.
Yeah. I use Kiavi. Yeah. Kiavi and Civic, two of the biggest hard money lenders. Google Kiavi.
Yep. And, you know, they're very simple, right? And, you know, you do all that and it's great, right? From that point, you got to just decide, okay, well, I have money now, right? If I wanted to flip or even buy a rental, because you could still buy rentals this way, you could flip this way. Or the third option we'll talk about strategy-wise is wholesale. Now, if you wholesale, you don't even need all that, right? If you wholesale, at that point, you're just really spending money on marketing and everything else. And so it's like, okay, all I got to do is raise probably $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month to really get my wholesale business up and running. So We'll talk about that. But is there anything else that you could think about with money that people really need to know before they think about the next step, which is strategy?
No, just like you kind of already said it, the last type of investor was going to be a partner. That's someone that's going to come on and fund the entire deal and be a part of the entire process. For me personally, in the beginning, it's okay to have partners, and it's good to have partners that have more experience than you when you're first starting off. But as you get more experience or as you have more capital, like personally, I never have partners now.
Yeah.
I call them JV deals. So like somebody will bring me a deal, I'll fund it and I'll close on it with my name. I am the sole decision maker. They could put their inputs, but I would highly suggest never buying a property with someone else, both of you on title, because you just, especially if you don't know that person or if they don't have any experience, because it is so risky. People get super weird once money's involved.
Yeah.
People think they want to dress up the house like they are supposed to, like they've seen on TV.
Yeah.
But if you're buying a house, you should push as hard as you can. If you are the one with experience or no experience, just be the sole person on title. And most hard money lenders don't fund to partners. They only fund to one LLC.
And they want the stronger person.
Exactly.
Right? I remember one of the first deals we did was that.
Yeah.
At that time, you were inexperienced.
Exactly.
I was the experienced one, and you needed money.
Yep.
And we basically were like, okay, well, I said, being experienced, I'll put it in my LLC, my name. I'll bring the money.
Yep.
You brought the deal. You're going to go handle construction, do the thing, and then we'll chop.
Yeah.
What did we make on that deal?
I think total was like 70 something. So we both
made like 35.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And that's a perfect example of, you know what's interesting about that deal money wise? You got into it for no money.
Yeah.
Right? Because you came to me and I brought all the money.
Exactly.
But I brought all the money from private money.
Exactly.
So I didn't even fund the deal either. Like I brought in my guys, we paid them 12%.
Yeah.
And we just did the deal.
Yeah.
So we both made $35K with none of our own money.
Yeah. And some people might listen to this and be like, well, why didn't you just take it down yourself? Because at that time, I didn't understand private money lending.
Yeah.
So I had two options.
Well, you did. You came to me. I was your private lender.
I came to you, but I couldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
So what I should have done in hindsight is raise capital and I would have made double.
Yeah.
Or the other option that I had that I didn't want to do was I could have wholesaled it and made like 20K. So I ended up making more and I wanted the experience. That was like the main thing that I wanted, because a lot of hard money lenders, they want experience, and the more experience you have, the less interest and points and stuff like that you have to pay.
Yeah, you'll start paying less over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everyone who gets their first hard money loan today, you're paying the most you'll ever pay.
Yes.
So like it only gets better as you do more deals.
Yes.
Okay, so money is covered. We understand you're going to use hard money lenders. We're going to raise capital. We might even partner with somebody who has capital, or we're going to use credit.
Yes.
Okay. The next thing you got to decide is strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are three main strategies, right? You're either going to flip the house, which is buy it, fix it up, sell it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep it as a rental. That's same process for the first two. Buy it, fix it up, but instead of selling it, you're going to rent it.
Yeah.
The third strategy is wholesale it, right? And Airbnb fits into the rental strategy, right?
Yes.
So, fixing and flipping is pretty straightforward. We just discussed it. I mean, you got to go raise money. You got to find a great deal. We'll talk about how to find great deals. We'll talk about how to negotiate them here in this video. But, the upside's very big.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me about flipping today. What do you see as we're in this year?
Well, flipping real estate is tough, but it can be very lucrative. Like, for example, I just bought a property in Pasadena, California.
Yep.
We just paid $1.2 million for it. I bought it and relisted it without I put $2,600 into cleaning the yard and cleaning it up. I listed it for 1.56 and we got an offer for 1.48 so far. It's only been listed for like 48 hours. So right now we have like a gross profit of like $280,000. That's not net. I have to pay closing costs. But if it's sold, let's say after everything, the company made $200,000. So like that is happening right now. It happens every single day.
Not for your company.
Not for my company.
But people do.
But yeah, but we had another deal last year that we sold and we made $216,000 net to the company. So it still happens in 2026, 2025, whatever year we're in, it still works.
Yeah.
Then we have, so Jerry Norton would call that the takedown method. And that's kind of the method that I'm going towards now. So that's pretty much where you buy a property, you clean it up, and then you list it.
We would also just call that a wholesale.
Yeah. Back in the day, they would call that a wholesale. But that
not even method, back in the day. That's what it's
that
called.
was like, yeah, last year. But the point is, the reason I like that strategy, one, speed.
Yeah.
So like we bought it, we cleaned it up, and we listed it. We didn't put $1 into a new kitchen or anything like that.
Yeah.
Two, the construction just slows everything down so much. Like once you get a contractor involved, once you start tearing down the cabinets and all that stuff, it's literally like putting a trash can on fire and just dumping money into it, because that's what flipping is. It's a big money suck. So no construction, faster list. And if you list it correctly, it should sell immediately. Yeah. If you're trying to get top dollar, you have to wait to get top dollar. If, let's say with this house that I'm listing for 1.56, the ARV is between 1.8 to 2 million. Yeah. That means once it's fixed
up, you
put
hundreds of thousands.
If you put hundreds of thousands of dollars, it could sell for 1.8 to $2 million. Yeah. Best scenario.
But now you got all that renovation risk,
permit,
holding costs, everything.
Yep. And it's in Pasadena, which is a very strict construction area. So that means if I were to break ground, I have to get permits on every single thing, including cutting trees, including re-roofing, all that stuff. So for me, it's not worth it to try to get max amount. I rather just get in, get out, and move on to the next deal.
Yeah. And not every areas like that. Obviously, California is liberal, and so they have way stricter laws. Mm-hmm. You know, in places like Las Vegas and others, you don't have to go through all that. Yeah. You know, you can just go fix the thing up and rip. Yeah. You know, and you disclose, even in Vegas, and I've done this a million times, like, hey, we renovated it. We didn't get any permits.
Yeah. It is risky. Like that is very risky to renovate houses without permits. So just know that.
But I would say majority of people do.
Majority of people do, but it is very risky.
Yeah. I mean, you could still get popped for permits, right?
Yes.
And this is just to bring up the point of, and my point of this is that it doesn't mean people won't buy your house with no permits. It doesn't mean they can't get, they absolutely will and can. Yeah. But if somebody walks by the house and it's being renovated and they say, hey, where's the permit? And you don't have it.
You're in trouble.
I mean, you're just now going to have to go get a permit.
Yeah.
So in the end, right? Here's how I can summarize flipping for those listening. I have flipped, like actual flip, buy, rent, not even the takedown.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking buy, fixed it up to ARV.
Yeah.
And sold it, over 500 of those.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been on the receiving end of making millions, and it was awesome. Hey, if you're looking to get started in real estate investing, then you need to use our Cash Flow 2.0 system. We give you all the motivated seller leads. We give you software, one-on-one coaching, and everything you need to start your real estate investing business. And we've seen so much success from our students with the system that we are willing to guarantee it. So if you want to learn how it all works and how you can get your first real estate deal today, go on over to wealthyinvestor.com and apply. Someone from our team will get with you, and you could have your first deal within a week once you get on this system. So head on over to wealthyinvestor.com and we'll see you there. I've also lost millions when the market turned. And, you know, I've made more millions than I've lost. So, you know, I'm ahead. But like, the point is, I've been on both sides of the risk. Mm-hmm. You know, like if the market turns and you're flipping a house, you're in trouble.
Yes.
If renovations end up going over budget, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. If the house just sits and it doesn't sell, you're paying monthly mortgages every month while it's vacant, waiting for it to sell.
Yeah.
So flipping has very big rewards still, obviously, but it does carry the most risk in real estate.
Yeah.
Okay. Rentals. A lot of people watching this probably are like, dude, I want to own a rental property.
Yes.
We've done Airbnbs. You're doing Section 8. I've done normal long-term rentals. I've got multifamily. You know, I'm not going to talk too much about multifamily in this video because most people are just trying to buy a single family home for what we're talking about. What's your opinion on rentals right now, this very moment?
I hate my rental properties. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Rentals don't make money, but they do build wealth. So I am banking on this is going to pay off in 10 years. I'm already a multimillionaire because of my current rentals. But if you're buying rentals to make money, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Literally just don't do it. They don't make money. I don't care what any guru says. I don't care if you chop the house up into 8 bedrooms and you freaking make it into a circus.
I can tell you it ain't worth anything when you do that.
Nobody else the people selling the coaching are the ones, promoting this. You don't see other people that have these properties making money. If you're going to buy rentals, you have to have high income and you're trying to offset taxes. That's the only way that I see you can make money as buying rentals.
Yeah. So let me add to this. I've been sounding this alarm for years and nobody believed me. Then everyone just called me a hater. And I'm just like, bro, they don't make money.
Yeah.
I buy them. I own them. I've looked at the P&Ls. I look at everything else I own in my business.
Yeah.
They don't make money.
Yeah.
They look like they make money when you run your numbers, but they don't.
Yeah.
Something always breaks. There's always vacancy. There's always repairs.
Yes.
They just don't.
Yes.
And yeah, if you own them free and clear, you can.
Yes.
But is that the best use of that capital? You could have bought Bitcoin. Like realistically, you could buy these rentals free and clear. But if you would have bought something like Bitcoin 5 years ago, you'd be way ahead owning Bitcoin than that.
Yeah.
If we're talking free and clear.
Yeah.
So in the end, to Brian's point, you're not really in today's world buying rentals for cash flow for most people. Now, there are always people like, well, I get this return in this because I have this crazy Airbnb and this and that. Dude, I've had Airbnbs and they murdered it. And I did great for a long period of time until they didn't, right? And people who have rental properties and portfolios that they started building 20, 30 years ago, they killed it. But if we're talking about this point in time right now, where the average price is $500K, the average rate 6%, and yeah, sure, it goes into 5% and whatever. They don't cash flow.
Yeah.
90% of deals you underwrite across America will not cash flow.
Yeah. I think the only 2 people that make money on rentals is the guru selling you the course, for sure, and the people that bought properties 20 years ago and they're paid off. Yes. Yeah. But because people are going to say, well, buy them right now, then 20 years from now. I hope so. But it was completely different. The houses were way cheaper back then.
Yeah, back then, it actually cash flowed a little bit or broke even when you bought it. Today is not that.
No.
They will lose a lot of money today.
Yes.
So yeah, it's easy to go sit on something for 20 years when it doesn't lose you money every month.
Yeah.
I mean, you were telling me you bought these Section 8 properties in Kansas City. I was like, don't do it.
I know.
Tell your story.
No, I don't want to. No. So I think my property manager is going to watch this, but so I had this brilliant idea, right? Brand new idea, 2025. I was like, you know what? I've been buying houses in California and Las Vegas. Let's go to a cheap market, right? So what do? I go to Kansas City. You could buy a house in Kansas City for less than $100,000 today. Like a whole house. I went and seen them because I was like, oh, is it like a part of a house? Is it like a mobile home?
I bought a rental property in Pennsylvania, 2,400 square feet for $12,000.
Wow.
It still lost money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
I looked, I was like, how did this not make any money? It rents for like $1,200.
Yeah.
It's like the 10% rule.
Yeah. No, so anyway, so I go to Kansas City. I met a property manager. I love her. She's great. And I bought 4 units. I bought 4 units, a duplex and 2 single family properties. Just ripped them. I got ripped off because I was working with another construction company on the first one. So I lost like $15,000. I used another guy.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, sure. But when you're supposed to cash flow $400 a month, do the math. That's like 3 years of cash flow I just lost.
By the way, this is what I always tell people.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're making some cash flow today.
Yeah.
It'll be gone.
Yeah.
Next roof.
So first got ripped off by the first contractor.
Yeah.
Then it took way longer to rent out the properties than I thought. Then there's stuff called shadow costs, which you don't know about. So I live in Las Vegas, right? in Las Vegas, most houses have like rocks.
There's no landscaping.
There's no landscaping. In Kansas City, the landscaping is crazy.
That happened to me in Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah. So hidden costs are going to be your insurance is going up, a roof leak, landscaping, just CapEx, just the sink is leaking. Oh, the washer broke. So long story short, I've owned some of these properties for almost a year now. Guess how much money this isn't even net because this is not me getting my money back. Guess how much my distributions have been? 400. I can tell you it's literally like $436.
That's not counting your renovations, your down
That's
payment.
not me getting any money back.
Yeah.
That's just That's
the cash flow.
That's been the cash flow from these properties.
Now what happens next repair?
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So I'm banking on long term. But you know who makes money in rentals? The guru selling it. The construction people, the wholesaler that sold you the deal, the property. And to be fair, I love my property manager. So if you're watching this, I really do love you. But the first time we met, I was like, how do you guys make your money? They're like, oh, we have construction and we do management. So I was like, oh, okay, got it. As soon as they said they do construction, I was like, okay, that's how they make a living.
Well, also too,
nothing wrong with that, but that's what it is.
No, I ain't hating. There's a lot of turnkey operators that do all three things you just mentioned, right?
Yes.
They're the wholesaler. They find the deal. They'll manage the deal. They'll fix it up for you.
Yeah.
They make money on they kill it.
Yeah.
The investor,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't making cash flow.
Yeah.
But that's the point, right? So, okay, we're hammering home that cash flow's not really the thing in rentals. But you do make money on tax savings.
Yes.
There's depreciation.
Yes.
I'm not going in deep on that. I've done other videos on it. We'll link to them down below. And then, ideally you buy in the right areas and they give you appreciation.
Yes.
I don't know about yours for, the appreciation point, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
My first bunch are all in Southern California and they have double.
And we know that SoCal, Vegas, they're all appreciating.
Exactly. So that paid off. This new Kansas City plan, we're going to see if it works out. Yeah. I asked to sell them already and they're like, hey, we can't sell it. There's tenants. So, we're going to play it out.
That's the other hard part about selling a rental.
You can't sell.
Nobody wants them with tenants.
Yeah. It's so hard to sell with tenants.
So you got to get the tenants out. Then it sits vacant.
Yeah.
It becomes a flip at that point.
Exactly. It's just like a long drawn out flip.
To your point, it is going to be a flip. It's like, ironically, some of my best flips were failed flips that turned into rentals that turned into flips. So like I had this property in Summerlin. I bought it for $525, 4,000 square feet. I mean, sick house. And I put like 100 something into it. Didn't sell. I'm like, screw it. Back then, this was 6, 7 years ago. I could at least break even legitimately. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just break even and sit on it. Yeah. So I break even, sit on it for all these years. And then finally, I was like, you know what? It's like doubled, throughout COVID and all this stuff. And so ended up selling it for like 1.2 or something. And so it was great. Made no money, during the 5 years of holding it.
Yeah.
But the appreciation was the money.
Exactly. And I think that's like the whole sub 2 creative finance crave. We haven't talked about that, but like you could buy a property where the owner just like lets you pay off their arrears, whatever whatever they're behind on the property, or what, maybe $5,000. I've seen that people walk away from a house with $5,000 and they just let you take over the mortgage and have title. Those properties work, but right now, not the last 5 years, right now, even those properties, they don't rent out where they make sense. So you're actually losing money if you do a traditional rental. So that's why they pitch you on co-living and stuff like that, or Airbnb.
Yeah, because the traditional rental will not make money.
Yeah. Also, just so people know too, it's so funny. There's like this young kid that called out RJ Bates. It's so funny. He made a reel. He's like, RJ Bates is not a real estate investor. He's just a wholesaler. I just got 8 rental properties that are going to pay me for the rest of my life. Buy my course. And I was just like, dude, Jerry commented on it. I commented on it. But I'm like, dude, all these people, when they say, I just bought, that means they don't know. Or when we have this many contracts, that means they haven't been paid yet. So just watch out for those things when you're listening to these investors.
Yeah. I don't stay up to tune on the gossip because everybody just hates on me. So I don't pay attention to it. But yeah. I mean, look, I just say what I know. And I've been saying this stuff for years.
Yeah.
So the next one, right? Actually, let me give you my point of view on this to summarize the rental thing. I don't hate on rentals. They are what they are. They're not cash flow. They are piggy banks. I've always called them piggy banks. Get in a good appreciation market, sit on it, make nothing from it. Don't expect to make anything. In fact, expect that you'll probably have some repairs along the way that you're going to have to pay for. So you better have some active income.
Yes.
Right? You ain't getting passive income from these rentals that you think you're going to get. So you got to make active income somehow. Flipping is active income.
Yes.
Right? The next one, wholesaling is active income.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, wholesaling, okay, it's very much like flipping a house, except that it's way easier. You know,
except it's way better.
I swear. I mean, it took me flipping 500 houses to then, and buy from all these wholesalers and pay them all this money to then be like, you know what? Maybe they got it right. So what is wholesaling? Essentially, it's just locking up a deal, good contract, selling it to the dummy like Brian, selling them the Section 8 deals.
I'll buy them.
Selling them the flips. And then instead of you having to buy it, he buys it and he pays you a fee.
Exactly.
So you don't deal with construction. You don't deal with debt. You don't deal with risk. You don't deal with market fluctuations. All you do is just sell contracts. Now, people think when they first hear this, like, that's fake. That can't work. I don't know what else to tell you. It does.
Yeah.
It just is a thing.
Yeah.
We both made over 7 figures last year just wholesaling.
Cash collected. Not contracts, not contract value, not in the pipeline. Again, just to hammer home, when people say, we're on track, that means that hasn't happened. We have this much in escrow. That means they haven't been paid yet. Both of us cash collected 7 figures, hit the bank account last year in 2 different markets.
I was in lots of markets, but
he was in every market. I was in one market, Southern California.
Yep.
But yeah.
So I'm a big fan of wholesaling, and I'll say this.
Yes.
Buy my course. No. No, for real, you guys should. Wealthyinvestor.com. We'll teach you how to wholesale and flip houses too.
But you don't have a course. You actually give them leads.
We give them everything. We give them one-on-one coaching, leads, softwares, everything.
Yeah.
I don't even think anyone goes through the course. Like, it's there, but everybody just gets the one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
So wealthyinvestor.com. But it's funny because Wealthy Investor we've taught thousands of students over the years. And it first started out as house flipping.
Yes.
That was how we met. You became a student.
Yeah.
Now you're a student who's got 400 some deals, right? You still don't listen half the time.
Yeah.
Right. But, it was like, I taught everyone how to flip back then.
Yeah.
And even back then I was teaching Airbnb too, when it was like way easier than it is today. Right.
Yeah.
But I've just always taught what works today.
Yes.
Like, I am I'm a guru who obviously has self-interest, and my self-interest is to do what works today, and teach people what I do in my own business that works today.
Yeah.
And I just know I ain't buying rentals right now. I'm not really trying to flip houses right now. And I'm known as the house flipper. And I teach people still how to do it today if they want, because I've done it 500 plus times. But wholesaling right now to me is just the best thing you can do. You don't carry the risk. You just have to find deals.
Yeah.
There's plenty of flippers and buy and hold people who will buy your deals. And it's just, to me, it's way less risky. You don't even need to do the private money thing anymore. All you need to do is go. And what I've always told wholesalers as well is like, they're like, okay, so how much do I need to get started wholesaling? I'm like, literally in wholesaling, you just spend money on marketing. That's basically your main expense is getting leads, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But as long as you spend money on marketing, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, you can be very, very successful. You can make 6 figures this year on $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Would you agree?
Yes, 100%. I mean, we see it every single day.
Yeah.
And just to hammer another point home, a lot of people, including that stupid kid that was like talking crap about RJ, is they'll say, wholesaling's a job. Flipping houses is a job. I want to make passive income. Rental property management is a job, dummy. Finding deals is a job.
Yeah.
Finding tenants is you just have the property manager do it. They can't sign leases for you.
No.
If you let the property management do what they want, they're gonna freaking run up your construction rehab. They're gonna take. They're gonna take any.
You're gonna go end up like Brian.
Exactly. You're gonna be like me. Don't be like me. But yeah, no, seriously. Like I hate when I hear people say that. Oh well, wholesaling is a job. I don't want a job. I want passive income. It's like, bro, passive income's not real. Property owning rentals is a job, and it's a job where you don't make money.
Yeah.
It's the worst job. Look at Graham Stephan. Graham Stephan is selling all his rental properties right now. Why? Because they don't make money and it's a waste of time. He can make millions of dollars making YouTube videos instead of dealing with his refrigerator leaking and getting charged $600 to replace a fridge.
Yeah. I'm with you could drop the mic, but it's floating. Yeah, I'm with you. I have nothing else to say about that. So, we're both of us are big, advocates of wholesaling. Yeah, and I think it's just the lowest barrier to entry. I would say for somebody who wants to get started in wholesaling, obviously this is where I say credit comes into play. Back to one of the first things I was saying. Most people can afford $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month on their credit card. Yeah, you don't need all this interest. Yeah, right. You could also go borrow money from somebody, and maybe you go to a Brian and say, hey, look, I need 30 grand, fund my wholesaling business for a year. Yep. You go do it, right? There's plenty of people who would fund your business. You go, you know what? I'll give you a cut of 50% of my deals this year for your 30 grand. Yep. Right? I'll give you a cut of every deal up until you make 60 grand back. You'll double your money. Exactly. There's tons of creative things you could do to get into wholesaling, to start marketing and everything.
Say, hey, you give us 30 grand, you give me 30 grand. The first deal, you get all the money. The first 30 grand, you get back. Yep. And then we split 50-50 or however you want to do it.
There's lots of ways to structure.
Yeah. And you don't take 30 grand and just spend it today because people are going to be like,
no, that's for the year. Yeah. You're budgeting for the year.
Exactly.
Right.
100%.
That's what I tell, even our students. Like, we have different packages. I'm like, look, it's $1,000 a month. We'll do it. If you want to go buy the whole year, we'll give you a big discount. Yeah. There's lots of things, right? Yeah. So self-serving, but also true. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk now about marketing. Okay. Because marketing can be done you have to market for all three. Yeah. Right? Guy who has 8 rental properties, who knows it all and didn't work anything. Somehow the deals just fell in his lap, but they didn't. Yeah. He had to actually market and do stuff, right? Exactly. So what are the different marketing strategies that you like?
Well, it just depends on who you ask. So there's a guy named Eric Klein, he might say do cold calling. He might say inbound is the worst. You have you do the opposite. You do inbound leads, not outbound leads. Honestly, they all work. Yeah. What is harder to do, honestly, is PPC, in my opinion. If you're doing PPC in expensive markets, it's extremely hard, and I don't recommend it if you're brand new. Yeah. Because the leads are literally like freaking $500 to $1,000 a lead. Yeah. So if you fumble one of those leads, it's very expensive. So you rather want to go nationwide and get cheap leads, or you want to try to minimize your risk when you're just starting off?
Yeah. So for the most part, you're funny. You're a name dropper.
Yeah, I love stirring the pot.
I don't ever talk about people because I just don't care.
I know.
But it's funny.
But I'll be that guy.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to the value. Yeah. Okay. I've taught this forever because it's just how it is. There's 3 ways to get leads. Okay. There's free. Yep. There's outbound and there's inbound. Okay. Okay. So free, I think free is decent if you're trying to buy rentals. I don't think you need to go spend money in marketing if you're going to go buy rentals. Yeah. But if you're going to go buy rentals after what we just said, then I don't know.
You didn't listen.
Yeah. I don't know.
Go back and watch the first 40 minutes.
Rewind this about 15 minutes. But, and especially for your first deal, right? Because we're talking about people who have no money right now. Exactly. Actually, let me reiterate this. If you're watching this video to this point, make sure you subscribe. Yes. And comment and say you like it, you're getting value. But if you're watching this video and you are this person who has no money, under no circumstance shall you buy a rental. I forbid it. I forbid it because you you will lose it. You will get foreclosed on.
Yes.
If you have no money right now and you think you're going to buy a rental, and then what Brian says, you get this $5,000 expense, even $2,000 expense might screw you if you have no money.
Exactly.
Right? If the tenant stops paying for 1 month, you're probably screwed.
Yep.
Under no circumstance can you buy a rental if you have no money. Because if you have no money, you have an active income problem.
Yeah.
You don't have a wealth problem. You don't have a long-term net worth problem. You have a I don't make enough money problem.
Yeah.
And you better flip a house or wholesale a house to change your active income.
Amen.
So anyways.
Preach.
So anyways, back to marketing, right? Yeah. Okay, free ways to market. You can, number one, network with people.
Yes.
Join groups, all that good stuff. Number two, go on the MLS, aka Zillow. You can just look on the market.
Yeah, Zillow, Redfin.
Check out good deals, all that. Three, go hit up agents and wholesalers.
Yep.
They're already, doing deals. So if you're trying to buy a flip, network with as many realtors, as many wholesalers, and buy deals from them. They're still, I bought tons of deals that made me a lot of money as a flipper.
Yep.
From agents, from wholesalers. Didn't cost me $1.
Yeah.
So free is great.
That's what I do today.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of free right now.
Yep.
Right? You guys are constantly calling agents, calling wholesalers.
Yep. Posting on Instagram.
Posting, social.
Facebook groups.
Yep.
All that stuff.
So that's a lot of Brian's strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy 2, outbound. So what is outbound? Outbound is when you reach out to people who do not want to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's the reality of outbound, right? So you're going to cold call people. You're going to text them. You might door knock them, right? None of these people asked you or gave you permission to reach out, but you're going to do it anyways.
But it works.
It does work. I've made millions from outbound. When I say I don't like outbound today, it's because it's getting harder and harder and harder with DCPA, with the phone carriers, with call blocking.
Yep.
Apple just got a whole new update where now your text go to like a whole different folder now.
I know. I actually don't like that.
It's not good for marketers.
Yeah.
Because any unknown number, they don't see it.
I'm missing a lot of my texts actually because of that.
Yeah. That's brand new.
Yeah. And it actually, I think it says a message when they call you and it's like asking who they are and stuff, because I'm starting to see when people call, they're like explaining who they are. So yeah, it is extremely hard.
This is my point. Outbound is on its way out.
Yeah.
It's just nobody wants it.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, you would never get an outbound call.
Yeah. And you could get sued. So both of us.
You can absolutely get sued.
That's what these other gurus, these gurus don't tell you, like, oh, cold call. Just, you're going to get sued. It's not if you're going to get sued.
You are.
It's you will be sued at some point.
Yeah.
Which is not the end of the world, right? We're still here. We've been sued.
Yeah.
But just set some money aside and be ready to receive a letter from a litigator or someone demanding, $2,500 or $3,500 or $15,000. I paid $15,000. I don't know how much you've paid in cold call lawsuits.
A lot. Tens and tens of thousands.
Yeah.
And then the problem with me is they go look me up online.
Exactly.
The first time it ever happened, no, not the first time, but one of them, this dude was like, I want $200,000. He goes, you called me 140 times.
Damn, why'd you call him that many times?
I was like, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah.
I was afraid to call him to try and, rectify the situation.
Yeah.
That was going to be 141.
Yeah.
But anyways, we did not call. I looked in our system. We called him twice.
Yeah.
And he had been called 100. He sent us phone records, like random everything.
Exactly.
Had called. I mean, I get called 140 times too.
Me too. Every day.
So, anyone could sue you for anything. That's just the way America works.
Yes.
So, just know there is a risk with outbound. Does it still work today? Can you make money? For sure. You absolutely can. But just know the risk. And just know that this is not my opinion. This is a fact. It is going to only get harder. You already see it with carriers, laws, everything. Nobody wants it.
Yep.
And AI is going to be the thing that finally kills it.
How?
Because literally, people are going to be able to be called infinitely with AI. So like, what are you going to do when that happens? It already is a thing. So they're going to just ban it even more.
Yeah.
So not a huge outbound guy anymore. And I used to be. I used to have VAs. We outbound. We made money. We text. We call. All that.
Yeah. I mean, I could stir the pot so much, but I'm not. But yeah, like usually the people preaching outbound are the ones selling some sort of outbound coaching or outbound service. Another thing,
I mean, I preach out or inbound, and I
Yeah.
sell inbound. So
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't hating on that.
yeah, I'm not hating either, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying like people need to pay attention to what people are selling. And then also another thing when you are doing outbound is it's a lot of work. You have to buy the data, you have to organize the data, you have to maintain the data.
Hire a cold caller.
If you hire a cold caller, if you hire a cold calling service, a lot of these services are reselling your leads. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, like it's almost a fact. Like it's literally like, and I've gotten calls and texts from so many people who are like, dude, like I bought leads from XYZ, and then a bunch of other people are calling the same exact lead. Like, I don't know. But it's just hard because if a seller is taking your call and communicating with you, that seller is gonna be communicating with everyone else that's texting and cold calling them. Where like inbound, let's say PPC, if someone goes online and they call, if you're the first person and you close it, you almost don't have to worry anymore.
Yeah.
Where outbound, those people are literally talking to everyone.
Yeah.
And they're also they're clicking on websites and they're seeing Facebook ads, all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just not a huge advocate of outbound these days. I was back when it was the thing, which leads to inbound. So inbound would be when people hit you up wanting to do business with you, right? Like everyone here watching the show would technically be an inbound lead.
Yeah.
I didn't beg you to come watch this show. You are here because you chose to be here.
Yeah.
It's way easier to work with people who chose to work with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be examples of inbound be? Direct mail is inbound. You send them a letter, they call you saying they want an offer on their home. I ran TV commercials for a long time. I spent millions on TV commercials. They'd see my TV commercial, they'd call in. It was great. PPC, like you said, that's just a Google search when somebody searches, cash offer for my home, Google, and then, social media ads. Right now for us, Facebook ads are all we do.
Mm-hmm.
They just crush. And to me, I love Facebook ads. People see my ad of saying, I'll buy your house. They literally fill out the form. We call them. They're like, thanks for calling. Like, I need to sell my house. It's like a different conversation. When you outbound, everyone's like, F you, who are you? Why are you calling me? How'd you get my number? Scram.
Yeah.
Inbound is, dude, I have to sell my house.
Yeah.
Like, what can you do?
Outbound is you talk to 100 people and 99 don't want to talk to you. Inbound is you talk to 100 people and they all want to sell.
Yeah.
You might get, there might be a percentage
There's
of
a little
people,
spam.
a little junk, like people, whatever, but it's not like outbound.
80-90% of them, have intent. Now, if they want market value, that's a whole different subject, but they actually do want to sell.
Exactly.
So I'm a big fan of inbound. One big shift I changed in my business, and we briefly touched on this, was I went from only being in Las Vegas to going nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
And the big shift happened because, most of my deals have been done in Vegas for the first 8 years of my career, hundreds. And then I just noticed cost for leads in Vegas was getting really expensive.
Yeah.
And you're seeing this in most major cities.
Yes.
I was like, this just mathematically doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I cannot keep paying these expenses in this market, and I noticed it first with TV commercials. Then I noticed it with PPC. Like you said, I noticed one lead was $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, this just can't, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So I started running Facebook ads all across the country. I noticed the leads were $20, $30, like way cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I started to refine it for the, cities and things that we like, that we knew properties moved in. And, we've got a pretty dialed in process now. But, long story short, I now just only do nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
And, that means we do get Vegas within nationwide. But we switched our whole wholesale model to nationwide. Because here's the thing. You can't really flip or buy rentals nationwide because you don't know the markets. You don't have contractors. It's way riskier to do an out-of-state deal that you actually buy.
Mm-hmm.
But with wholesaling, a lot of the times people get scared because they're like, what if I can't find a buyer? You just back out.
Yeah.
You have due diligence. There's no risk to locking it up. You can just back out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're big advocates now of nationwide. And I mean, you do so many deals in California. You live here in Vegas.
Yeah. Some kind of virtual.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same model. It's a virtual model.
Yeah.
And we close all the deals over the phone. We do
the same.
Go meet the sellers in person. We used to do that in Vegas. We would only go on in-person appointments, but now we close them all over the phone.
Yep. I do the exact same thing.
Yeah. So like, I'm a huge advocate for wholesaling, especially for someone trying to do their first deal, because it's the lowest risk, the easiest barrier to entry. And honestly, too, I mean, it just has great upside, right? Like you would think wholesaling is somehow less upside because you're not going to make as much per deal.
Yeah.
But it's just not true.
No. Yeah. I mean, like with flips, you could make a lot of money flipping houses. You could also lose a lot of money flipping houses. It's not like a definite you'll make money. At least with wholesaling, you will for sure make money on the deal if you close. Like our average wholesale fee this year was $33,000.
Yeah.
That was our average. We closed some for
Ours was
200. Oh, really?
But yours are all in Cali. Ours
Yeah,
are
we're all in Cali.
all across the country.
Yeah. So our largest was $200-some thousand last year. Our smallest was like $5,000.
We did a lot of smalls.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it works. You just have to believe and do the marketing and then get good at sales and then refine and go. And wholesaling can be passive. You could start a business, hire salespeople, put a leader in place. That's like the last step where it's passive or semi-passive income.
Yeah. And for those who want to get started wholesaling, wealthyinvestor.com, literally everything we're talking about, we give you with the leads, the softwares, one-on-one coaching, events, it's all included. And you can start for $1,000 a month, like with everything you need, not just, that. Because this is the other part too, to even speak on this part, right? We're talking about budgets and things you need to start this business, right? If you're going to go flip, you need to go raise private money. If you're going to wholesale, you need to spend money on marketing. But, coaching costs money.
Yep.
Right? Because most people literally cannot watch this video and just go out and do it. Like it's a good awareness.
Yes.
And it's good motivation. And it is step by step of how to do it. But then, you get done watching this video and you're like, okay, I get how it works. Where do I get leads? How do I run an ad? How do I negotiate? How do I do you're just not going to find it all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Nor is YouTube going to help you when you encounter the problem with the seller or finding the buyer.
Yeah.
What do you like? This to me is like back to, you started out as a student. You spent how much on education over the years?
I would say maybe 100,000. Yeah. Yeah. Probably not that much. Probably like between 50 and 100.
Okay. So I got most of it. That's good.
Yeah.
I probably, I've spent hundreds of thousands. Others have spent whatever. But like, I guess my point is, most people, if they're going to go start in a coaching program, most coaching programs on average are what? 10 grand?
5, 10.
Yeah. Then obviously you get higher end stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's like, usually you're going to pay 10K. Let's just use that number. But that doesn't include your software, your leads, and all the things we're talking about. That's an extra cost.
Exactly.
On top of all this. Just for people budgeting.
Yeah.
But with us, that's all included in the budget. Like I just realized, I was like, you know what? We'll sell our services and we'll give the coaching for free, essentially.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind as you guys budget. Like you do need coaching. It is, how many people do you think are successful that don't end up having a mentor?
I would say none.
None.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. Even the people that say, oh, I figured it out myself, usually you could go back and then find like, okay, they actually were getting taught by this person.
Right.
But they don't want to.
Maybe they didn't pay that person.
Yeah.
But they had a legit experienced person walking them through.
Exactly. I don't believe anyone becomes successful on their own. I think that number is literally 0. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, you got marketing. You just brought up the next point, sales, right? So it's hard to like go over negotiating in this video and sales and everything else. But like, do you have any tips? Like they start marketing and they talk to sellers. What are some tips?
I think number one, so I used to be a realtor, right? When you become a realtor, you go to real estate school. And in real estate school, they teach you like lot lines and brokerage rules and all this stuff. But real estate in general is sales.
Right.
It is all sales. You could learn the terminology. You could learn the contracts. You could learn everything that we're saying. But if you don't learn sales, you will fail. That's the number one indicator whether someone's going to be successful or not is, are they good at sales or do they have a good salesperson? So that's how important it is. All these concepts and all these CRMs and all this other stuff will all crumble if you suck at sales.
Yeah.
That's
For
how
sure.
important it is. It is ultra important.
Back to how do you get good at sales? You get a coach.
Yeah.
Like there's really, you can't just read scripts
Yeah.
and you get good at sales.
Well, you need a script for sure. Like,
Yeah.
don't just call and just wing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and here's the other part too. A lot of people, so they have a script, they try to learn sales, but then they don't have volume.
yep.
Like, okay, cool. You got to talk to a lot of sellers to get practice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I don't have leads. It's like, well, then how do you get good? It's a chicken and the egg.
Exactly.
You need leads to get practice and get good at sales,
Mm-hmm.
but then you need, sales to close the lead. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have both.
Yeah. So pretty much you need three things. You need to start practicing sales. You need a script.
Yep.
You need to role play.
Yeah. Role
You
play.
can't just read it. You have to like practice with another human.
Yeah.
And verbally say the words, understand the questions. And then the last one is confidence. Like people can hear over the phone if you're confident or not. So people, when people cold call me, if I hear they're not confident or they don't really know what they're talking about, I roast them. I'll sit on the phone and I'll roast them. If someone calls me and they're confident and they pitch me well, I listened to a pitch yesterday by some random guy from like Utah. He was pitching me like PPC services. I sat there and listened to him because his conviction.
Pitch you the Book of Mormon.
He was Mormon too.
Well,
But anyways, they could hear your confidence. If you're not confident over the phone and you're like, hey, do you want to sell your house? They know. They're not stupid.
Right.
But if you have conviction, like, hey, you know what? We're buying houses in your area. Do you want to sell? They'll be like, okay, no. Like, damn. You know, like you have to get their attention. So those are the three things you need.
Yeah. I would add to that, my main tips with sales would be number one, volume.
Yes.
You have to talk to a lot of people.
Yes.
And you have to get reps to get better. Number two is, I guess it's back to volume, but I'll phrase it a different way. Follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so you get this batch of leads and nobody's answering the first time.
Yep.
Like some people do, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to like hammer these leads. I mean, you got to text them multiple times. You got to call them multiple times. And we're not talking outbound leads. We're talking inbound.
Yeah.
People who've said, I want an offer on my home. Because when you think about the world, right? All these people who just submitted for an offer on their home, they're still getting 1 million calls, not just from real estate people, just in life.
In general, yeah.
Right? So they see your unknown number. They're not going to answer it right away.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting they're at work. They're doing their thing, whatever. So you have to text people multiple times. You got to call. You got to leave voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
Because getting a hold of the person is like the next hard thing.
Exactly.
So I think there's follow-up. I think there's volume. The last thing I would say is you'll also have to get good at renegotiating.
Mm.
That's a whole thing because, once you lock up a deal, it's great. But then in most cases, you're going to have to renegotiate.
Yeah. In the beginning, hopefully. Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah.
Because you're going to end up locking up deals that you don't see in person. You get pictures. They're in worse shape.
Yeah.
All that different stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we try to not renegotiate, but if we think that's going to happen, what we do is we set expectations. That's like a huge word.
This is part of renegotiating.
Yeah.
It's
setting expectations. Like, hey, we haven't seen the house. We're going to pay $200,000 based off what you said.
Yeah.
I asked you if the roof was good. I asked you if all these things. And then if we go to the property and things aren't what we thought they were, we will go back and say, hey, remember when you told us that the roof was good? There's like 5 stains. Hey, remember when you told us the AC works? It's 100 degrees in your house. Like, there is no AC. Like, your fan is not an AC. So just setting expectations helps with everything.
Yeah.
That's a huge word, expectations.
Yeah.
Especially in real estate.
Yeah. Proper expectations are good. And we even teach that to wholesalers too. We're like, hey, if you're going to lock up a contract, tell them you are a wholesaler. You don't have to say, hey, I'm a wholesaler, but you have to let them know, no, actually, I'm not the one who's buying it.
Yeah.
I have a partner who's going to buy it. I have somebody else who's going to buy it.
Exactly.
They're the ones looking at it.
Yeah.
I just make a little fee. They're the ones bringing the cash and making the decisions.
Yeah.
Too many people try to like lie. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm the buyer. I got all the cash. It's like, no, you don't.
No. Yeah. I think I forgot who I heard it from, but somebody said that the reason business deals fall through is because of false expectations.
Yeah.
Like or the reason why most relationships break up is just false expectations. Like you thought something was going to happen and it isn't it. So like as a salesperson, you have to set proper and clear expectations. And that's going to save you 99%. If you're like, hey, we're going to go under contract. Some people are going to go look at the house in the next week. I need you to leave. After that, we're going to reevaluate and we're going to make sure that we're going to be able to move forward. After that, we're going to close escrow. And before close of escrow, you have to move out and move all your crap. And you're going to get paid. Do you want a check or a wire? If you just lay out clear expectations in all sales processes, you're more likely to close and have a happy client.
Yeah, 100%. So you lock up a contract. The next step in this journey, we already talked about money and how you'll find it. So you would either at that point find a buyer as a wholesaler, or you're going into construction as a flipper, right? So let's talk about from the wholesale standpoint, finding a buyer. All right. How are you guys finding buyers right now?
So we use Investor Base. I love Investor Base. It's super cheap. It's way affordable. And then we use Investor Lift. Investor Lift is good, but it's very expensive. I think they now have like a free version of it or like a cheaper version. But I like Investor Base and I like Investor Lift. So if I was starting, I would honestly use Investor Base.
Yeah. So we have two things. One is Investor Lift, like you said. And then we have Wealthy Deals, which is our software that we give to students. It's very similar to Investor Base.
Okay.
So I would say that those two are comparable.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? Doing nationwide wholesaling like really wasn't possible 5 years ago because building a buyer's list was like the hard thing.
Yes.
I always crack up when because this used to be everyone's advice back, I don't know, a few years ago. They're like, build a buyer's list first.
Yeah.
And then, once you have a buyer's list, look for deals. I'm like, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
That doesn't work.
I'm like, so you're just going to go ask all these people what their buy box is and go waste everyone's time. And then you're like, oh crap, I forgot finding a deal's hard.
Yeah. I used to get those calls when I first started real estate. Like, hey, I'm a brand new wholesaler. I just want to know your buy box. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Because everyone realized it was stupid.
Yeah, exactly. People have to call with deals.
I was saying that was stupid and rentals were stupid. And then they finally caught up.
Everyone caught up.
Yeah. So don't do that. Do not find buyers first. Because these softwares are so powerful, we can literally just pull any buyer in America like that.
Yeah.
So like we get deals all across the country every week. Places I've never been, we've never sold in, we know nothing.
Yeah.
And we can just go on these platforms, plug in the address. The platforms literally tell us all the top buyers for that property. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And then one thing I'll say with the buyers is you treat the buyers just like you treat your leads for sellers. You got to hammer them.
Yep.
You got to text them a lot. You got to call them a lot because they're getting spam too. Everyone's getting spam on their phone.
Exactly. And you have to set proper expectations. You have to be like, hey, first of all, I'm a legit wholesaler.
I have this property.
I have a deal. It's good. It's not just some trash deal. Like, because a lot of investors like us, we get called by
all the time,
wholesalers all the time, wholesalers and agents or lenders or whoever. And like, we don't want to hear just crap. Yeah. So you have to actually have sales skills and pitch us the deal.
Yeah. Wholesaling is literally just a marketing and sales game. There is nothing else.
Exactly. That's every business I'm learning has like different roots. Real estate is sales and marketing.
Yeah.
That's it. Sales and marketing.
If you're wholesaling, now if you go into flips, which we're going to talk about, you do need construction skills.
Yeah, that is another route. You have to be good at construction because you could be great at sales and marketing, but if you can't get these deals done in a timely manner or you don't get them done right, you're literally going to lose money.
And I would say even capital raising, back to what we first talked about, is just sales and marketing.
Yep.
It's like, I got to get in front of people who got money and I got to sell them on giving me their money.
100%.
Yeah. So let's talk about, okay, so we know buyers are easy for wholesalers. Now they're not easy because you got to actually like work. A lot of people, they lock up deals and they're excited and they don't put the same amount of effort into selling the deals. They both require the same amount of effort.
Yes.
So I think that that's a misconception people have. Like, dude, it's great. You got Step 1 done. You locked up the deal.
Yeah.
Step 2 is equally as hard. Go find a buyer.
Exactly. And then negotiate with that buyer.
You got to negotiate. And then if the buyer wants it for less than what you have it, you got to go renegotiate.
Yes.
You know.
Or like, for example, so I've done over 400 real estate deals closed. If I talk to a new wholesaler that has a deal, I'm going to negotiate them down on their fee. Like, I'm going to, like, newsflash, I'm going to be like, hey, how much did you get this property for? Let's say they got it for 200 and they're trying to sell it to me for 250. I'm going to say, hey, like, would you take 210?
Yeah.
And some new wholesaler might go for it because they're just in a hurry.
They just want to get it.
Exactly. And you have to understand, I'm just throwing my cards out there. I am an experienced salesperson. I've done hundreds of deals.
I'm not a dummy. I'm going to get the best deal I can.
Exactly. So sometimes you have to learn to sit tight and be like, hey, you know what? I'm really trying to get this price because you put so much time and effort into getting a deal. Why would you undersell it? So dispositions is just as important as acquisitions. It's simpler, but it is just as important.
Yeah. So, okay, we know that. It's just sales, right?
Yeah.
Construction.
Yeah.
What are your tips on construction?
If you can, avoid it.
Just wholesale.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Or just buy it as is.
Yeah.
Sell it as is.
Yeah. So I would say like 3 tips for construction. Number 1, try to work with someone that is licensed.
Yeah.
Like, because if there's no license, there's no accountability.
Yep.
They could just run off with your money. Number 2, make sure there's a finish and end date.
Yeah.
That is like the number 1 thing that kills construction is like, oh, I thought it was going to take 30 days and ended up taking 90 days. Get in contract. When is the finish date? Like, so my contractors, they'll say, hey, I'm going to finish. I'm dealing with it literally right now. They're like, hey, we're going to finish on the 3rd. I'm like, okay. On the 2nd, I'm like, hey, are we still good? Well, way before that, but I'm literally following up, trying to get them to stick to that date. And then when we get to that date, I'm like, hey, we're listing the property. Like, I'm threatening them with like, hey, we're listing it. Like, leave.
Yeah.
Leave. You're done. You said you were done. If it's not even close, they're off. If they're trying to, fix the last couple of things, I'm going to give them grace because usually it goes over. But if it's not even close, I pull them off the job. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're done. And then lastly, getting a super clear scope of work. Biggest thing contractors do is they'll give you a bid for $50K and they say, hey, we're going to rehab the whole house for $50K. There's no price breakdown. I don't know how much the bathroom costs. I don't know how much the demo costs. So that way in 30 days, if it's not finished, they can't say, hey, you owe us this. I'm like, well, on your bid, you said demo was 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. You said this was this. You said you didn't do the whole 50. So you're only getting what's on this and what you've done.
Yeah.
So you pay on work done, not on future work.
Yep.
You might give a small draw up front, but not half, not tens of thousands of dollars.
So what I call that is you want to always stay ahead of the contractor, right? It's like a lot of contractors, actually all, will try to get as much out of you as humanly put. Like, they'll be like, give me half up front.
Yes.
Never, ever.
Don't do that. Never.
You stay ahead, Demo costs them nothing.
Yep.
It's just labor. So, okay, cool. You did demo, give you a little bit. All right, cool. Oh, you need to buy materials? All right, well, front what those materials are.
Yeah. Or in the beginning,
you could pay for your own.
Yeah, just tell them to send you the Home Depot link and you pay for them so you know those materials actually got paid for.
Right. So you
in the beginning.
Yeah. So you can do that. I would also say, get referrals from other investors who have used these contractors before.
Yep.
Try to go see previous work that they've done.
Yeah.
Another thing we give our students is called our contractor's guide. I actually created this literally like 8 years ago and we've updated it. But, I was flipping at scale. I mean, I had like 50, 60 flips going on at once.
That's crazy.
And I know it is crazy in hindsight, but that was like my life for like 5 years. And, we had lots of different contractors and I would get pissed at the inconsistency. I'm like, yo, all of our flips should look the exact same, and granted, a lot of people back then would hate on me. Like, this guy's got no taste. Like all his things look the exact same. I'm like, IKEA looks the exact same too. They do pretty good. You know, McDonald's keeps making Big Macs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you got a proven formula, just run it, right? And that's
Do you remember Polly Watts?
The name's familiar.
Yeah, she was like a big flipper here in Vegas, and we would call them Polly Watts flips.
Yeah,
as soon as you walked in, you're like, oh, this is Polly Watts.
Yeah, so that's how mine were. But I just, some contractors were not doing the exact thing. You know, there'd be a different counter, there'd be this. I'm like, no, they all need to look the same. They works, sell it.
Exactly.
So I ended up creating a guide with all the SKUs, everything. I'm like, follow this, this paint, this thing, everything I do should look the exact same. And then that fixed the problem. So we give that to our students now. But yeah, I would just say another thing I always teach is copy the comps. So if you're wondering what to do to a house, literally as you research what the house is worth and its comparables, you know, go and look at what that house looks like. Okay, because clearly the comparables are going to be flipped and nice too. What color are they? What kind of cabinets do they have? What kind of counters? Literally, it's your first deal. Just copy them.
Yeah.
You get the contractor, say, copy this. Make it look as close as possible to this.
Take them to the house.
This got 400K. I want to get 400K. What's it cost to look like this? It's very simple. And that's the other thing too. I forgot to mention, I guess we kind of skipped a couple of small details, but you know, number one, before you buy this property, make sure a contractor walks it to give you their bid. So you know that your numbers are legit and what you're paying for, it's going to work, right? Two, forgot to mention title companies. All right. So if you're going to wholesale or flip or any of these things, not every title company is the same. There's, you know, lots of different things, especially if you want to do creative finance stuff like novations and sub twos and everything else. You got to have the right title company. This has actually been such a massive problem for me going nationwide, because in Vegas, I've had the same title company for 10 years. But nationwide, it's like I had to keep finding a new title company and, you know, someone do this and that. So I literally just bought a title company.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So we're relaunching it and branding it and, you know, all this stuff. And it's going to be nationwide and everything. The current domain I have, and I don't know that it's going to be this name for sure, but I'll just link it now because it's the domain I have. KingdomEscrow.com. So you can go to kingdomescrow.com for those of you who are looking to do deal, and we service everywhere. Creative deals, novations, twos, flips, wholesales, everything. So I'm excited about that business because it solves my own problem. It'll be profitable literally just from my own deals.
Yeah.
You know?
I think another thing people need to think about is when you're looking nationwide, just start wholesaling. Don't ever flip nationwide. Don't flip nationwide, especially if you're just brand new. Just don't do it because you just don't know. There's so many different rules. Insurance works different in different states. Contractors trying to flip virtually is almost impossible. So
do not do it. It's too risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, that's basically all the steps. Once you fix it up, if you're once you find a buyer, you close and you make money. If you fix it up and you flip it, then, you know, you just need a realtor to list it and you just wait. There's not much else you can do. Make sure you just get high quality pictures, a good realtor who sold houses before. Don't let your aunt list it. Get experienced people to list it. And then at that point, once you do your first deal, you know, your second, third, fourth, you're going to get more confidence and it's going to be easier and easier. And then I would just say too, take the money you make and reinvest it back into the business.
Yeah.
You know, start investing. Like, honestly, I always tell people, don't necessarily invest it into the next flip. Raise more money for the next flip or whatever, but reinvest it into your marketing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the lifeblood of this business, is just getting deals and leads. And like, another thing I learned over the years was that, you know, if you're flipping, most people limit their capacity because they're like, oh, I'm flipping a house. I can only do one at a time. And so once they have their one flip, they stop looking for more deals. But then when you start thinking like a wholesaler, you're like, no, I'm just always getting deals because there's no capacity limit to, you know, how many contracts I can get. It's not like I need money or contractors or anything. Like, I just sell them. And so it's like, you're never at this, you just can always do more deals. You never are limited because you only want to buy one at a time.
Yep. 100%.
Any last thoughts?
Dude, I think honestly, people need to get into real estate before this industry's gone. I don't see that this is going to be a means to a business, and I would say in like 20 years, but we'll see.
Well, 20 years is a long time. So
Yeah.
a lot of money to be made right now. Guys, subscribe if you like this, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.